Hi folks, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how I make my kale and quinoa salad. This is one of our family favorites. We eat it frequently, especially during the summer. It is made with a red quinoa, and I'll show you that. Obviously we eat a lot of quinoa. My son is gluten-free, so I find grains that he's able to tolerate. And I really like the Food to Life red quinoa, but you could also probably make this with the white quinoa or the other variations of quinoa. Just red is what our family prefers. It has a nicer nutty taste, I think, that I enjoy. So I just have cooked up my quinoa. It's already, the quinoa itself is already cooked. I made it in my enameled cast iron Dutch oven. It's holding the heat in until I was ready for my next steps. Our enamel cast iron collection is awesome. It cooks like cast iron, but it has none of the maintenance required of cast iron. It's enameled on the inside, and the outside comes in the Dutch oven, the 1-quart and 2-quart bakers, and it is some of my new most favorite cookware. So, having said that, let's get on to the recipe. So this quinoa salad recipe, I use fresh kale, and I've made sure to take the kale off of the main stem. And then what I'm going to do is use my food chopper. This food chopper is such a handy prep tool that I often use in my kitchen when I'm doing a lot of different dicing and mincing and cutting, and I'll show you how quick and easy it is to do that. So I take this kale, I just put it on my cutting board, and I just chop. So then I get it to a fine chop. I could never chop it this much with my hand. But when I use this, I'll show you how nicely. Look how beautiful and fine it cuts it. So I'm going to come back right after this is all chopped, so you don't have to see me do this whole big bowl. So let's go ahead and first add those ingredients in. While I am thinking of it, I'm going to add the spices. So for this salad, I'm putting in some rosemary, not the powdered, but the little stick rosemary, you know, like, yeah, I don't know what that's called. Rosemary, but not the powdered rosemary. I'm putting in cumin, and I'm putting in paprika. So I'm just adding that all in here, and I will share the recipe if I can find it. I can now just do it by memory. So I'm guessing I'm doing, I cooked 2 cups of quinoa with about 4 cups of water. That's approximately the ratio that I like doing it in. I add about a tablespoon and a half of paprika, about a teaspoon of cumin, and about 2 teaspoons of the rosemary. I'm also going to add some juiced lemon, and if you haven't ever used our citrus juicer, it is just so easy to get some nice juice in there. I find about the juice of a half a lemon to be perfect. I'm going to stir that around, and I am going to put in all the kale that I've prepared. And like I said, it is going to just go in there and wilt it, but not really cook it. We're not going to lose any of those yummy nutrients. So I'm just going to make sure that that's stirred in well. So the heat can continue. The reason I like doing this in my Dutch oven is the Dutch oven is going to hold that heat. And should be wearing an oven mitt for that. It's going to hold the heat and help wilt that kale. Some other pots would lose their heat more quickly. This is holding that in and making sure it has time to wilt. When that is all done, I'm going to add, I also chopped up some sun-dried tomatoes. I don't want to put that in there while I'm wanting the kale to wilt, because it will reduce the temperature in here too quickly. But if I put that in after the kale is wilted to my liking, I will add it in. It's approximate. Our family loves sun-dried tomatoes, so I'm putting in This is a 2-cup prep bowl. It's almost 2 cups of sun-dried tomatoes. That might be more than what's called for. I think the recipe originally called for 1 cup, but we just love the taste of it. If you're going to use sun-dried tomatoes, I highly recommend the sun-dried tomatoes that are packed in oil, not that are packed dry that you have to reconstitute. I really like any ones that are packed in oil. And that's basically how quick and easy. Did I put the garlic in? No, I did not. The garlic's going to go in. I'm not going to lift the lid again. The garlic's going to go in when I add my sun-dried tomatoes. Our garlic press does a great job of creating a nice fine mince. And I am just going to take the back of my knife so I don't dull that. Or I could take the little tool that comes with the garlic press. Just press that in. So I'm going to be stirring that all together when it's done. So Gabriel has told me that he can eat this salad every day, any time of the year. So you know when your child is telling you they love kale, this is a great thing, great way of getting nutrition into them. Great tasting, has those different textures with the quinoa and the kale and the different seasoning. I love this salad and I hope that you do too.